you for coming in and meeting with me. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day. And I know that in the past we've had a pretty good working relationship, but I just wanted to bring you in because I've noticed that unfortunately in the last few meetings that you have been undergoing some inappropriate behaviors, and it's just things that can't be happening. And I just wanted to get that out in the open, talk to you about them, and discuss maybe what's been going on with you, why this has been happening, and if there's a way we can get past it. So, you've interrupted me several times. You've been disruptive, frankly disrespectful, and I just want to know what has been going on with you, why has this been happening, and if you could give me any information about how we could work through this, that'd be great.
Why I interrupted you? Because I have a bad memory, so I have to speak out what I think of anytime I come up with those ideas. That's the reason I interrupted you during the meetings.
Well, that makes sense. But there's an easy solution for that, We can just take out a pen and paper, make sure you have one in every meeting, and write down your ideas, because there is a certain decorum that we need to follow. And, interrupting me, it undermines my leadership, and it kind of breeds this air in the room that I don't have control over the situation, and I need to be having control of the situation. So I need you to try your best to not interrupt me, and I think that, if it's because of your bad memory, we can just simply write these things down and move on from there. You can share them when it is an appropriate time to do so. Okay, I'm glad that we got that taken care of with the interrupting me, but it's not the only behavior that's been going on. You've been criticizing my work, and I just can't let that happen. Do you see it from my point of view? When I have a subordinate criticizing my work, why should anybody take me seriously? And so I want to know what's your perspective on that, and why has that been happening?
Let me make it clear that why I criticize your work, because I think I'm doing very well on my own part.
You have been. You've been doing well.
But actually, during the meetings, you are sometimes challenging my work, so I didn't feel comfortable, and I didn't feel like you are doing your own work well. So I don't think it's fair that you can challenge me, but I can't challenge you.
I understand that, but don't you realize that, there's a level of decorum that needs to happen? And maybe we could have had a private conversation about my expectations of your work before it got to the point of you criticizing me, And I don't mean to criticize, and from now on, I will try and be more constructive in my approach and give you constructive criticism versus just, tearing apart every single thing you do. If that is what I've been doing, I don't mean to do that, but regardless of my actions, it has been unacceptable that you've been criticizing me. There is a hierarchy that exists in this company, and if you have an issue with the way that I am acting, I think it would have been best if you had come to me instead of in this very public forum criticizing my work and frankly being disrespectful. And that's just, it's unacceptable. And we can't allow it to continue.
Wow.
And we need to be able to move past that. And you let me know if you're offended by my critiques. I think that is something that we should have had a conversation about beforehand.
Wow. I think it's a fair environment for us to voice out what I think about during the meeting.
So I'm not creating that environment for you, that safety for you. Okay, I can work on that. I can maybe try and build a more trusting environment where we can, constructively criticize each other's work and not. But you do realize that the disrespect needs to stop. Yes. Can we agree at least on that the disrespect needs to stop?
Yeah, only if we can have this private conversations about our own work.
Okay. And that is something that we can begin to schedule into our days, but if the disrespect continues, we're going to have to let you go. I will do my best to solve it on my side, to have these meetings, to create more psychological safety, But if we do that and the disrespect continues, we can't have you on our team anymore because it undermines what we're doing here. And it gives every other team member in the room a reason to disagree and to dissent. And that's not going to create a properly functioning team. So can we agree on that at least? Okay.
Yeah.
So I see where you're coming from, but it's got to change. But just one more comment I have is, you're saying that you haven't felt like my work is adequate,
Right.
but then why have you been taking credit for it? In this most recent meeting, you took credit for my work. What was going on there? What was going through your head?
Well, I think I have done my part quite well, and the achievements right now of this project, I think, should all be credited to my own efforts.
The
Yes,
whole
I
project.
Right.
You think the whole project should be credited to your efforts?
Because you are not doing your part well, I think. That's why I think so.
Okay, well then we got a lot to break down here because, this is a team. Your work has been adequate. Your work has been adequate, but you are not responsible for the success of this team. Your work alone is not what is going to make this team succeed. We have all of these different components that need to come together, and you don't know anything about the other components. So just because your work on your particular part has been adequate does not mean that that dictates the success of the team. And I get that maybe you feel that you didn't have enough recognition. Is that why you're saying you took credit for my work? Because you needed the recognition?
Right. And because as a thought, you're criticizing my part.
And I was, but I think that part of you needs to accept that not everything you complete is going to be perfect. Not everything I complete is going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. But that's the whole beauty of the team, is that we all are imperfect, and we can come together and, we can criticize each other's work in a productive way. And by doing that, we all improve the other's work. We are here to benefit each other as a team. And just that you thinking that you deserve all the credit for this project can't happen, because that is no way for a team to function. So do you think that, maybe if you got a more in-depth view of what each other team member was doing, do you think that would help you realize that it's not all about you, that it's a team effort? Because I think that you may need to get a wider perspective on the matter.
Okay. Actually, I know that everyone is working on this project and they are important for this project. It's not only about my part.
Good.
But I was just worried about why you criticized my part during the meeting.
Okay. So we're back to this now.
I think it's better that you mention that my work is adequate during the meeting, because I think I need to have other component managers respect about my own work.
I completely understand that. I realize what you're saying. I haven't done a good enough job at recognizing people for their successes, and that kind of goes along with the whole team dynamics we were talking about earlier. We need more psychological safety, and we need a better functioning team. So how about this? From now on, we can agree that at every meeting, you'll have a pen and paper out to write down your ideas so you won't interrupt me. And I will put into place times in my schedule for you and your rest of the team members to come and tell me their complaints, tell me what they're doing wrong, and without criticism from me, to create that feeling of safety. But we need to agree that there can't be any more disrespect. I just can't tolerate the disrespect that you have been showing me. And I hope that now that we have these solutions, you won't need to, but regardless, the disrespect will not be tolerated anymore.
Okay.
Do we have an understanding?
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you for coming in with me. I know, this has been tough, but I feel like we've reached a good conclusion.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.